Hello dear learners, welcome to this SWAYAM NPTEL online course on inclusive education. I am Dr. Umakant Prasad, an assistant professor from Department of Education, Vishwabharati Shanti Niketan. Today we are going to discuss lecture number 24, that is National Trust Act 1999. During this lecture, we will discuss objectives of National Trust Act, disabilities covered under National Trust Act, schemes under National Trust Act, and assistance for aids and assistive devices under National Trust Act. The National Trust Act 1999 is a significant piece of legislation in India that addresses the welfare and rights of persons with 4 specific developmental disabilities. Those are autism, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, now more commonly referred as intellectual disability, and multiple disabilities. This act was a response to the critical need for a structured and legal framework to ensure the long term care and protection of these individuals, particularly after their parents or guardians are no longer able to do so. The law is built on a dual foundation of legal and welfare duties, with its main goals being such as to establish a national trust. The Act created a statutory body, an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, dedicated to the welfare of the specific groups. This trust is governed by a board of experts and parents, ensuring a compassionate and informed approach to provide legal guardianship. One of the most crucial provisions of the Act is the creation of a simple and accessible procedure for appointing a legal guardianship. This addresses the long standing concerns of parents about who will manage their child's care and property in their absence. Local level committees in each district are responsible for appointing these guardians to promote welfare and independent living. Beyond legal guardianship, the National Trust is tasked with developing and implementing various schemes and programs. These initiatives are designed to promote independent living, provide support to families, provide care and support, and facilitate the full inclusion and participation of persons with these specific disabilities in the society. The National Trust Act 1999 is committed to a more inclusive society. It moves beyond a purely medical or charity based model of disability by focusing on rights, empowerment, and lifelong support, thereby ensuring a life of dignity for some of the most vulnerable members of the community. The objectives of the Act are: the National Trust Act of 1999, officially known as the National Trust for Welfare of Persons with Autism, Cerebral Palsy, Mental Retardation, and Multiple Disabilities Act 1999, has a set of clear and impactful objectives that addresses the specific needs of a vulnerable population. These objectives go beyond simple care, focusing on empowerment, legal protection, and social inclusion. There are some objectives of National Trust Act 1999, such as to legally protect and safeguard the interests of persons with disabilities. This is one of the most critical objectives of the Act. The Act's primary legal function is to create a formal mechanism to ensure their safety and well-being throughout their lives. Appointment of legal guardians. The Act's core legal provision is the establishment of a system for appointing legal guardians. Parents, relatives or registered organizations can apply to local level committee in their district. The guardian's role is to act as a legal representative, manage the person's property and ensure their care, all under the supervision of the committee. Protection from exploitation. By creating a legal and accountable system for guardianship, the Act aims to prevent the exploitation, neglect or abuse of persons with disabilities, particularly in the financial matters of inheritance disputes. To promote the dignity, independence and full participation of persons with these specific disabilities. Its objective is to empower individuals to live as independently and fully as possible. Encouraging independent living. The National Trust is mandated to develop programs that supports persons with disabilities to live within their communities rather than in institutions. This includes promoting community based rehabilitation, providing supported living arrangements and creating opportunities for vocational training and employment. Facilitating inclusion. A core objective is to ensure that individuals with disabilities are not isolated, but they are included in all aspects of social life. The Act aims to create an inclusive environment where they can access education, employment and social activities. To provide for the creation of a dedicated and sustainable support system. The Act recognizes that a long term solution requires a dedicated and a network of support, such as formation of the National Trust. The Act's first step is the creation of the National Trust itself, that is a statutory body with a specific mandate and the authority to raise and allocate funds. This ensures that the welfare of these individuals is a continuous government responsibilities and not a temporary initiative. Collaboration with NGOs. A key objective is to register and partner with non-governmental organizations and parent associations. These organizations become the ground level implementers of the trust's schemes, reaching communities and individuals directly. To promote and provide need based services. The Act focus on providing practical need based support to both persons with disabilities and their families as well. This is done through various schemes. Day care and respite care. The trust is tasked with promoting schemes that offer day care facilities, providing a safe and stimulating environment for the persons with disability. It also supports respite care, which gives families and caregivers a much needed break. Health care and financial security. Through schemes like the Nirmaya Health Insurance Scheme, the Act aims to provide affordable health insurance covering a wide range of medical needs. It also supports financial schemes and vocational training to promote self-reliance. To facilitate the management of property and assets. This objective directly addresses the financial vulnerability of persons with disabilities. The Act aims to provide a legal and ethical way to manage their assets. Secure inheritance. The guardianship provisions ensures that property inherited by a person with disability is managed responsibly by the appointed guardian, preventing its misuse by others. the guardian is required to provide regular accounts to the local level committee. Creation of a secure environment. The Act focuses on managing property and assets, provides a sense of security to parents knowing that their child's future is financially protected. To address the needs of persons with disabilities who do not have family support. A central concern that led to the Act was the fate of individuals who lose their family or whose family is unable to care for them. The Act specifically aims to provide a safety for these individuals, such as handling crisis. The National Trust provides support to its registered organizations to offer need-based services during family crises, such as a sudden illness or death of a parent. This ensures that the persons with a disability is not uprooted or left without immediate support during a difficult time. Long-term care arrangements. For individuals who have no family or a legal guardian, the trust is authorized to make arrangements for their care and protection. This can involve placing them in a group home or a similar residential facilities that provides a lifelong, safe and supportive environment. These objectives directly addresses the fear of parents, that is what happened after me. To evolve and monitor procedures for guardianship and trustship. The Act's goal is to create a transparent system that ensures the guardianship is effective and ethical, such as clear procedures. The Act and its subsequent regulations lay down a specific step-by-step process for the appointment of local guardians. This structured approach ensures consistency and fairness across the country. Ongoing accountability. The guardianship is not a one-time event, but it is crucial objective of the Act, that is to ensure accountability. The appointed guardian is legally required to submit a detailed inventory of the person's assets and an annual account of all finance to the local level committee. This monitoring system is designed to prevent the misuse of funds and to ensure the guardian is fulfilling their duties diligently. The local level committee can also remove a guardian is in case of abuse, neglect or misappropriation. To promote the creation of a corpus fund for financial sustainability. The Act's vision of lifelong support requires a stable financial foundation. A key objective was to secure long-term funding independent of annual government budgets. Establishment of a corpus. The National Trust was set up with a one-time contribution from the central government to establish a corpus fund. The income generated from this fund is used to finance the schemes and programs, ensuring their continuity and sustainability for the future. Receiving bequests and donations. The Act allows the trust to receive movable and immovable property as donations. This enables individuals and families to contribute directly to the trust's mission, knowing their assets will be used for the welfare of persons with disabilities. These provisions gives parents to a powerful tool to secure their child's financial future. To build the capacity of service providers and create public awareness. The Act recognizes that a successful support system depends on a well-trained network of professionals and an informed society. such as training and capacity building. The National Trust is responsible for training professionals, caregivers and community workers to effectively provide services. This includes training on the specific needs of individuals with autism, cerebral palsy and other disabilities, as well as on best practices for care, therapy and social integration. Awareness generation. A major objective is to sensitize the general public, government officials and the media about the rights, needs and potential of people with these disabilities. Through awareness programs, campaigns and events, the Trust works to combat stigma and misconceptions, fostering a more inclusive and accepting social environment. This is crucial for achieving the Act's goal of full social participation. Disabilities under National Trust Act. The National Trust Act is highly specific in the disabilities because the Act is created to address the unique challenges faced by persons with the conditions that often require lifelong comprehensive care and support. The Act explicitly names and defines 4 distinct categories of disabilities. These 4 disabilities are: the Act in its full title clearly lists the 4 conditions it is meant to serve. The National Trust for the Persons with Autism, Cerebral Palsy, Mental Retardation and Multiple Disability Act 1999. The Act also provides a legal definition for each of these categories of disabilities. The first disability is autism. The Act defines autism as a condition of uneven skill development primarily affecting the communication and social abilities of a person, marked by repetitive and ritualistic behavior. This definition highlights the core characteristics of autism challenges in communication and social integration, along with restricted repetitive behaviors. Unlike many other disabilities, autism is a developmental condition that affects how a person perceives the world and interacts with others. The lifelong nature of these challenges made it a priority for the Act. The need for specialized early identification, intervention, therapy and social integration programs is a key reason for its inclusion. The second disability is cerebral palsy. The Act defines cerebral palsy as a group of non-progressive conditions of a person characterized by abnormal motor control and posture resulting from brain insult or injuries occurring in the prenatal, perinatal or infant period of development. Cerebral palsy is a physical disability that affects muscle movement and postures. The definition clarifies that it is a non-progressive, meaning the condition itself does not worsen over time. Through its effects on a person's body can change. The Act recognizes the need for lifelong support, including physical therapy, assistive devices and vocational training to help these individuals with cerebral palsy to achieve maximum independence. The third one is mental retardation. The Act defines mental retardation, now more commonly referred to as intellectual disability, as a condition of arrested or incomplete development of mind of a person, which is especially characterized by subnormality of intelligence. This definition points to a key characteristic of intellectual disability, an impairment in cognitive and intellectual functioning. The Act's inclusion of this condition acknowledges that individuals with intellectual disabilities often require support in making day-to-day decisions, managing finances and navigating the legal system. This is a primary reason why the Act's provision for legal guardianship is so crucial. The fourth disability is multiple disabilities. The Act defines multiple disabilities as a combination of two or more disabilities as defined in clause 1 of section 2 of the Persons with Disabilities Act 1995. This category is a catch-all for individuals who have more than one disability. The Act wisely links this definition to the earlier Persons with Disabilities Act of 1995. This is significant because it recognizes that a person's needs become more complex when they have multiple impairments or disabilities, such as a combination of locomotor disabilities and intellectual disabilities. The National Trust schemes are designed to be flexible enough to address these complex concerns and needs, providing a holistic approach to care and education for them. Then why a specific act for these four types of disabilities? The creation of a separate act was necessary because these four disabilities often require a different level and type of support compared to the disabilities covered by Persons with Disabilities Act 1995. The key difference lies in the need for lifelong guardianship and the specific challenges related to legal capacity and self-management, which are not always present in other forms of disability. The National Trust Act provides a dedicated legal and welfare framework to address these unique needs, ensuring that a person's care, protection and dignity are maintained throughout their entire life. Schemes under this Act. There are many schemes, those are being covered under this Act. The National Trust Act empowers the National Trust to launch and manage a variety of schemes to fulfill its objectives. These schemes are designed to provide comprehensive lifelong support to individuals with autism, cerebral palsy, intellectual disabilities and multiple disabilities. The schemes are implemented through a network of registered organizations across India, ensuring services reach those it need. There are many schemes under National Trust Act 1999 such as Niramaya, that is the health insurance scheme. This is one of the most well known and crucial scheme of National Trust Act. The objective of the scheme is to provide affordable health insurance to persons with specific disabilities. It means these four disabilities. The goal is to reduce the financial burden on the families for medical expenses. The benefits of this scheme is that the scheme offers an insurance cover up to 1 lakh rupees per year on a reimbursement basis. This covers a wide range of medical needs including hospitalization, medicines, diagnostic tests, ongoing therapies, dental care and even alternative medicines. The key features of the scheme are: the scheme has a single premium for all ages and disabilities, making it accessible for everyone under these four disabilities. It requires no pre-insurance medical tests. It is a critical scheme for ensuring continuous and affordable health care for a population with often complex and lifelong medical needs. The second scheme is DISA, that is Early Intervention and School Readiness Scheme. DISA focuses on the most critical stage of a child's development. The objective of the scheme is to provide early intervention and school readiness services for children with these specific disabilities from birth to 10 years of age. The activities under the scheme is that the scheme establishes DISA centers that offers a structured daycare environment for at least 4 hours for a single day. Services includes under the scheme various therapies such as physiotherapies, occupational therapies, speech therapies, as well as skill development and preschool activities. The main purpose is to help these children under these 4 specific disabilities to acquire foundational skill, to improve their physical, cognitive and emotional development and prepare them for integration into either mainstream or special schools. The scheme also provides counseling and training for parents to help them to support their child's development at home as well. The third scheme is Vikas, that is daycare scheme. The Vikas scheme is continuation of the support provided by DISA for a higher age group. The objective of the scheme is to provide daycare and skill development opportunities for individuals with these 4 specific disabilities who are 10 years of age or older. The activities covered under the schemes are, there are many activities, those are covered under these schemes. Vikas Centers offers a daycare environment for a minimum of 6 hours per day, focusing on enhancing vocational and interpersonal skills. The activities are designed to be age appropriate and to promote greater independence and self-reliance. The purpose of the scheme is that the scheme supports adolescents and adults who may not able to join mainstream schools or employment. By focusing on life skill, socialization and vocational training, Vikas helps them to lead more purposeful and dignified lives and provides much needed relief for their families. The fourth scheme is Gharaundi, that is lifelong shelter and care scheme. This scheme directly addresses the primary fear of parents, that is, who will care my child after me. The objective of the scheme is to provide lifelong residential and care services for adults with the specific disabilities who have no family or whose families are unable to care for them. There are many activities under this scheme. The scheme establishes Gharaundi centers, that is group homes, that provides a safe and caregiving living environment. These centers offer a minimum standard of care including basic medical support, vocational training and recreational activities. The purpose of the scheme is to ensure that individuals with disabilities, these specific 4 disabilities, have an assured dignified home for their entire life. The scheme encourages assisted living with independence and dignity, providing parents with a sense of security about their child's future. The fifth scheme is Samarth, that is respite and residential care scheme. This is a broad scheme that offers both short term and long term residential options. The objective of the scheme is to provide residential facilities for all age groups, including short term residential care, to give family caregivers a break and long term residential options as well. The activities under this scheme is similar to Gharamda Samarth centers, provide a safe and supportive living environment with medical care, vocational training and other essential services. The scheme also includes provisions for a crisis fund to be used in emergencies. The purpose of the scheme is that the scheme serves as a flexible option for families, offering support during a crisis or a period of temporary inability to provide care, as well as providing a permanent home for those who need it. The next scheme is Sahyogi, that is caregiver training scheme. This scheme focuses on building a skilled workforce to support the individuals with disabilities covered by the Act. The objective of the Act is to train and empower a skilled workforce of caregivers to assist persons with these specific disabilities. The activities under the Act provides training to individuals to become professional caregivers. These training programs covers areas like health, nutrition, daily living activities and basic therapeutic techniques. The purpose of the Act is, by creating a trained pool of caregivers, the schemes aims to provide the quality of care available and to create employment opportunities for these specific for disabilities. Parents and families members can also take these courses to better understand their child's need. The seventh scheme is Badhte Kadam, that is awareness and capacity building scheme. This scheme is focused less on direct care and more on creating supportive environment for these specific persons with disabilities. The objective of the scheme is to build the capacity of both the registered organizations and the community to support these individuals. The scheme funds various awareness programs, workshops, seminars and campaigns. It supports registered organizations to conduct training for caregivers, parents and community members on how to interact with and assist people with disabilities. It also encourages the creation of self-advocacy groups for persons with disabilities. The scheme aims to combat the social stigma and discrimination that individuals with these specific disabilities often face. By educating the people and empowering the registered organizations, it helps to create an inclusive environment where individuals with disabilities are respected, understood and integrated into society, which is a fundamental goal of this Act. The next scheme of the Act is Gyan Prabha, that is educational scholarship scheme. The objective of the scheme is to provide financial assistance in the form of scholarships to students with these 4 specific disabilities for pursuing higher education, including professional and vocational courses. The activities covers under Gyan Prabha is that the scheme offers a scholarship to eligible students to cover tuition fees, books and other educational expenses. The selection is based on merit and a specified eligibility criteria. The purpose of the Gyan Prabha scheme is to empower individuals with these specific disabilities to achieve their full potential through education. By removing financial obstacles, the scheme encourages them to gain skills and qualifications that can lead to greater independence and employment opportunities, fulfilling the Act's objective of promoting full participation in society. The next scheme is Sambhav, that is scheme for assistive devices and aids. The objective of this scheme is to provide financial assistance for the purchase of assistive devices and aids that can enhance the mobility, communication and independence of individuals with these specific disabilities. The activities covers under the scheme is that the scheme provides grants to registered organizations to procure and distribute a wide range of devices such as wheelchairs, hearing aids, communication devices and other assistive technologies. These devices are provided at subsidized rates or for free to those in need. The purpose of the Act is that by making assistive devices accessible, the Sambhav scheme enables persons with disabilities to overcome physical barriers, improve their functional abilities and participate more actively in their daily lives. This is direct implementation of the Act's goal of promoting independent living for persons with these specific disabilities. The next scheme is Sahyogi, that is caregiver training and empanelment scheme. While previously mentioned, it is important to elaborate on this scheme's specific objectives of professionalizing caregiving. The objective of Sahyogi is to create a formal, trained and certified workforce of caregivers who can provide quality support to individuals with these specific disabilities. The activities covers under Sahyogi is that the National Trust impanels organizations to conduct comprehensive training programs for caregivers. These programs are structured with a standardized curriculum covering basic care, health, communication, first aid and the specific needs of individuals with these specific disabilities covered under this Act. The purpose of the Act is that by training and certifying caregivers, the scheme professionalize the caregiving roles. This not only improve the quality of care available, but also create a new employment sector as well. It assures families that they can hire qualified individuals to support their loved ones, thereby providing a more reliable and skilled caregiving environment. The aids and assistive devices covers under the Act. There are many assistive devices and aids, those are being covered under the Act. The primary scheme under National Trust for this purpose is Sambhav, and to a lesser extent the Nirmaya health insurance scheme also covers some devices and therapies. These schemes through their guidelines and implementation define the specific aids and devices provided, such as mobility aids, for example, wheelchairs. Manual and motorized wheelchairs for individuals with significant physical disabilities, crutches, walkers, devices that assist with mobility and stability for those with less severe physical challenges, prosthetic and orthotic devices, that is artificial limbs and braces to help with mobility and function for these specific disabilities. The second type of devices is communication and assistive technology. These are tools such as picture board, voice output devices and applications that help individuals who have difficulty speaking to communicate their needs, such as computer software and hardware. Specialized keyboards, screen readers and other software that make computers and technology accessible to individuals with various disabilities covered under the Act. The next type of ad is therapeutic and training ads. For example, kits containing tools used in physiotherapy, occupational therapy and speech therapy to improve motor skills, sensory processing and communication. Educational kits, that is specialized learning kits that use visual aids, sensory materials and other methods to facilitate learning for children with intellectual disabilities or autism. Daily living skills ads such as adapted utensils, kitchen tools and other utensils designed for easier use by individuals with limited motor skills. Specialized furniture, that is adapted chairs, beds and other furniture that provide support and comfort for disabilities under this Act. Hearing aids, devices to assist individuals with hearing impairments which are often present in case of multiple disabilities, that is covered under the Act. In conclusion, we can say the National Trust Act 1999 is a landmark piece of legislation that created a specific and enduring support system for individuals with autism, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, now called as intellectual disabilities and multiple disabilities. The Act's primary achievement was the establishment of the National Trust, that is a dedicated body responsible for the welfare of these specific persons with disabilities, which shifted the burden of care from being solely a family matter to the collective social and governmental responsibility. At its core, the Act provides a dual purpose framework, that is, it created a simple formal process for appointing legal guardians, which is vital for securing the long term care and financial protection for individuals who cannot manage their own affairs, while also ensuring through various schemes that people with these disabilities have access to essential services throughout their lives, promoting independence and dignity. Hence, the National Trust Act serves as a powerful and practical safety, providing both the legal and social mechanism necessary to protect and empower some of the most vulnerable members of the society. Those are the people coming from these specific disabilities, ensuring their well-being for their lives. There are some references here. Thank you.